So, room on Fresno Street, where supposedly the scene of the crime. We've established it might not be. The police are still busily investigating in here then.
But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she?
Yes, it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it?
Oh, that's rude.
Perhaps she's out investigating on her own, practicing what her boss taught her. We've established Renosuke's rude.
Renosuke's a rude dude with a tude. Well, I expect she'll be back before long. Shall we wait?
Actually, there's something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there?
Could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly.
Oh, this is new. Or it's the dialogue's new. The photograph of Mrs. Vigil.
Releasing the identity of this lady was a great clue to expose to Mr. Gossip's true identity.
Releasing it?
Realizing.
That's the British spelling.
Oh, man. He obviously loves his wife very dearly. Which is why he felt he couldn't tell her the truth.
The transformation was incredible, wasn't it? Just from that big twisted lip.
This is we're already getting distracted too early. Yes, he went to extraordinary efforts to play the part of the Hugh Boone convincingly.
What were you gonna say?
I actually just learned very recently that I am slowly going blind due to a degenerative eye disorder.
Oh no.
So possibly it might be really actually hard for me to read. Maybe that's the entire reason why I've been mispronunciating everything, because I can't read them.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, I'm just gonna have to go by the sound of the beeps alone to be able to voice my lines.
Suddenly they just all become.
It's just all ouchy all the time. I can't even read the lines. It'll be fantastic.
Although it didn't seem like it was much of an effort to me.
Now you say it, I have to agree.
It's almost as if that was Mr. Vigil's true character.
People really are very hard to fathom at times.
Okay, anything else? Oh, the board.
Why are those photos flipped around?
I don't know, but I can't examine them.
It's not relevant.
There are details of cases stretching back over 10 years in this notice board. Yes, a history of Lord Van Zeek's defeats in court.
I don't think it's an appropriate description. Although, when you consider everything on the board, it's certainly true. That all these people have a background of dubious dealings.
And in the end, of course, the board itself concealed the inspector's own death.
Oh my, it really doesn't bear thinking about.
Yeah, I can't examine those. I can examine this, but we already have. This is new. Using a candle as a timer device. Very ingenious, I must say.
Yes, the culprit arranged it so that the firecracker would be set off at 5 o'clock and left. And then left.
So that a loud bang was heard at precisely the moment Lord Van Zeeks arrived, yes. If only he hadn't picked up that gun on the floor.
Something you probably told yourself once upon a time, I imagine.
Yes, I've learnt that lesson by bitter experience. I would have turned and run a mile for sure.
Which may not have done you any favors either.
Well, Susanna, what would you do in this situation?
I would just stay in my seat, to be completely honest. It catches you. That's you.
It catches your eye. It catches
As
you.
soon as you enter the room, doesn't
It
it?
catches your eye as soon as you enter the room, doesn't it?
That's what I was thinking. It's such a bright color, it certainly makes an impression, yes.
They can't possibly commit any crimes, can they? I mean, redheads stand out like a sore thumb. Yes, redheads can never commit a crime. Just fact.
I'm afraid with our jet black Japanese hair, we stand out almost as much here in London.
I suppose that's true.
You mustn't think of committing any crimes, Mr. Naruhodo.
I wasn't!
Sounds like something somebody thinking of committing crimes would say.
If it turns out that Gregson didn't actually die in here at all, where on earth could he have been killed?
Well, one way or another, we must find out for the inspector's sake. One way or another. You know, you look awfully pale again today, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry. I start thinking it all through. I conjure up some horrible images in my mind.
Your imagination is the culprit here, then. Most certainly guilty. Well,
I'd never have imagined this little figurine would turn out to be a watch-winding key.
I suppose it's a policeman's because the pocket was a gift from Scotland Yard.
The director said that Hugh Boone was a huge boon for the defense.
Oh, that was terrible. I just processed what was said.
Dragon said it.
Was that really his name? Like, was that the reasoning behind?
No, I told you. It was a Sherlock Holmes name.
Oh, fair. It seems there was much more to Inspector Gregson than we ever realized. He was clearly a brilliant man.
It's the fish and chips that threw us off. I feel as though it ruined his image.
I really don't think we should blame one of Britain's staple cuisines.
Think about it. Imagine if it was Mr. Sholmes. How would you feel if instead of that old briar pipe that's always in his hand, Mr. Sholmes had a bag of chips?
I'm rather disappointed, if I'm honest.
Exactly. You heard it here. If you eat fish and chips, you're disreputable.
Terrible.
This little trunk wasn't here before, was it?
Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. Ba, 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 ba. There are some initials on the outside. Look, TG.
The Gathering.
I hate you.
Let's ask one of the policemen if they know how he came to be here. Dragon said, no wonder Gregson is always so chippy.
Is this me?
And then he said you could stand to be a little more chipper. Yeah, this is you.
Oi! What did you do?
My God. You know exactly who this is.
Oh, my bad. I can go back.
Like he would say oi.
Can you go back so I can read the line properly? Please.
I'm trying to.
Oi! What you think you're doing? That's my truck, that is. Hands off.
Oh, that's what TG stands for.
Tragina.
Tina Gastrad.
Tragina Lestrade.
Tina Gastrad.
Oh no, it's sad. I just thought about it.
What?
It's Tobias Gregson's. She inherited it. Oh, and I'm sad now.
I mean, the wig's still on the ground, so she didn't inherit that. That's a pun, because hair.
I hate you. Gina! I can't believe you're waiting for me. What?
Where are you hiding? Where,
Well,
where were you hiding? You threw me off by talking for him.
I don't know. You leave something unattended for a few seconds, and every time Dick and Harry's got his greedy eyes on it.
Just a wild guess, Gina, but
What? Spit it out, oh no!
is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial?
What? What are you trying to say? Come on, this trunk goes with me everywhere. As always, where'd you been the last year?
Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly. Dragons and more puns.
You should hear them talking at the yard now. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're saying that it was the boss who killed all them bludgers.
You mean the whole Reaper thing?
Yeah. Apparently the boss was investigating stuff that no one else at the yard knew nothing about.
You okay there?
Nope. I am not. Stuff to do with all the criminals who got off scot-free?
Yes, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zeeks who used bribery and corruption to evade a conviction.
Well, obviously it was that blooming Reaper giving the orders, wasn't it?
But why would people be suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings?
That there was a notebook getting in his office?
Oh no, this doesn't sound good.
It had details of all the crimes that have been pegged as the Reaper's work.
What?
Did you see it, Gina? Did you see that notebook? They wouldn't flame and let me. Cause I'm just an apprentice, apparently. But it was me who found it, and he was my boss. That's right. I was pretty miffed about it, so I sneaked a pickle. What is it anyway? Oh!
That's our Gina. So, you managed to see what was written in Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you?
The way I see it, it's my right to lead. My right to lead. My right to read what that's such a bad line. And what had he written, Gina? Dates, times, places, names, and all a long list of them. All details about the bludgers supposed to have been done in by the Reaper. But there could have been an explanation for that. Perhaps it was a record of the inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities. Exactly what I said. That's the first thing you think, right? As it happens, it was full of names I recognize anyway.
Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known leaders of London's criminal underworld.
But yeah, but there's one name right at the end that was a bit odd.
At the end of the list, you mean?
I'm pretty sure the date against it was the 31st October. Oh, the day before the infected were found dead.
So, it was the odd name.
It weren't like a name I've ever seen before. It was something like, nah, it's no good. I can't remember it. I don't think it was an English name, put it that way. Oh dear, what a pity. There was something else too. I don't know if it matters, but the same name kept coming up over and over. Shit, it was. Don't suppose it means anything, but.
Did you say Shin? Megami?
Tensei? And what? Does it mean something?
Lord Van Zeeks knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find out her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook. We haven't seen you for a while, have we, Gina? Because of the delay, you're not even like in time with the music.
Oh no. Terrible. Well, of course not. I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating and all. The lads of the yard are trying to trace the boss's movement the day before it happened.
The day before. There'd be the undercover investigation of the Redhead League then.
Only the boss didn't go, did he? You found some cub was pretending to be him, didn't you, Odo?
Yes, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day, posing as Gregson.
Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning up stuff. I got me on ways of getting results. Me and my partner here together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, little Toby! He's such a faithful friend.
So, have you tracked anything down then?
What'd you think? Yeah, of course we have. Can't tell you though, police business, isn't it?
Ugh.
Anyway, point is, if you ever need any help, you know what to tell to right. Me and the around here.
Right. Because he looks oh so hellish, honestly.
So he kind of does. Look at those mean eyebrows.
Oh, now the Hellhound!
The Hellhound. What is this about a Hellhound, you say?
Gina, about your Hellhound there. Let's just put him down just to pick him back up again like 2 seconds later.
Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is. Oh, he named him after Tobias? Rude!
Rude? What do you mean rude?
I hate this game. It's making me feel things about a character that I promised myself not to feel things about. And Japanese police dog means something quite different and not altogether nice to those involved in crime.
What's it mean?
But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems, for a canine at least.
What's it mean?
It's probably that they're really mean.
Police dog?
In Japan, probably.
I mean, that's what they just said, but I want to know what it means.
Like the word police dog?
Whatever they're talking about.
I think what they're trying to say is that in Japan, a police dog is not as cute as they're making it seem to be here. I don't know.
It should be. After all, in the Great Exhibition case the other day, it was Toby who managed to locate Drebber's workshop.
I forgot about Enoch Drebber for a second. He was so cool.
How did you forget about Maximilian Pegasus?
Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what this super dog can do, eh?
Do we have something Chief Inspector could catch the scent of, I wonder?
The wig, perhaps?
The wig?
Yeah.
Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you don't mind having a sniff of this.
Ah.
He might be a little too keen, don't you think? Mr. Scream!
Ah!
The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there. Ah,
Bork.
look what he's gone to.
Bork. Oh my, that trunk clearly still has a very strong scent. Of Inspector Gregson.
In other words, it must have belonged to him.
Ellipses? Alright, it's a fair cop, I suppose.
You nearly got away with it too. If it wasn't for your meddling dog.
You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what it can achieve. Did it not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us? Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, weren't it?
That's enough now then, Gina. Did she say that was underpants?
I think she meant to say that it was underhanded, right?
Underpanted.
Underpanted.
I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk.
It weren't like that, it just weren't.
What are you talking about?
I know what through the areas, but it ain't what happened.
Alright then, what did happen?
Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby have a whiff of the boss's overcoat. And as soon as I'd done that, he went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich.
To a sandwich? Not to a bag of chips?
Mr. Naruto, I believe Gina means the witness.
Oh, I forgot about that sandwich.
Ah, actual hero. Yeah, in between them on boards of his, the boss's trunk.
You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot and all piled in here?
Exactly, he nabbed it from the scene. Goodness, not my dear Beppo. Me and the chief inspector get that sandwich a good grilling. And you know what he said?
I love a grilled sandwich.
Yum, 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 yum.
I thought it might have such a good price and the shop wouldn't be needed anymore, so... But that's all I did, nothing more, nothing less.
Wouldn't you have any of the chico there? Stealing the dead boss's stuff to flog.
So Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle with the scene of the crime then.
How could they? So anyway, that's how it happened.
I mean, it's okay with Venus, because she's pretty.
Listen, Beppo's beautiful.
And
it
7.8 out of 10. Too much water.
Too much water. A wet sandwich is not pleasant. And it's a pretty dense drunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it.
Wait, you don't add water to your sandwiches?
I hate when I'm biting into a sandwich and like if it has lettuce, they rinse the lettuce and they didn't wait till the lettuce dried, so you just get like a little squirt of like lettuce water. Gross. Takes me out.
Oh no, I just spread water on it with a knife.
I want a dry sandwich unless the intent is to dip it in the liquid.
What about ice? Do you like ice in your sandwich?
The
layer of crushed ice?
Maybe. I just learned about this thing called 3 point or something. It's where a state matter is in a state in all three of its states at the same time. I don't know. It was really weird.
I wish that was me. Gina?
Is there something wrong with that? Well?
Maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try to find the answer to that question together.
I have to finish the tune, sorry. I think perhaps that trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? They are the police! What are you on about? I am the police!
Gina, if you didn't mind, Could we maybe examine it?
Like I agree with Gina. Like, what are you talking about? She
Rude.
is the police. We should turn this into the police. Yeah, I already got it. Thanks.
I mean, that was Susanoo basically saying that she doesn't recognize Gina's actual authority figure.
Terrible. Terrible.
As if Gina's 6 months of on the job and of training don't matter.
It is her job. She's doing her job.
Listen, that's more training than some...
her job.
No, I'm not gonna get there.
Oh no, don't say it. I mean, y'all know what he's trying to say, and I agree. But Hachimachi, very political. Yeah, all right then. Do what you want with it. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination of the evidence.
Oh, I just realized.
Is that Toby?
What's the matter with Toby?
What's the matter with Toby?
Why is he acting so aggressive towards me all of a sudden?
Mr. How to be careful, that must be the trunk. Oh, the puppy!
Ah!
Toby, oh, what are you doing? You're gonna lick his face off. Mr. Harder! Mr. Harder! Bam, 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 bam. Gina, quickly, hail a carriage. Did he just get mauled by a dog?
And that's how Naruhodo died. The end. Next trial, Toby is the one of the defendants.
Gina has to defend Toby. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, are you alright?
Mr. Zato.
Ah, consciousness at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier, most unseemly.
I loved his fall.
What is there isn't seemingly so relevant here, Mr. Sholmes?
It's such a dramatic fall.
He always is on about these dramatic falls. I'm so glad there's no lasting damage. How are you feeling?
Well, I wish I could fall with the enthusiasm that he falls.
I think it's physically impossible.
I'm fine, thank you. Did you bring me back here? Ah, what's this on my head? A bandage.
Sadly, we had no ice, so that's a compress of sugar water.
Sugar water?
Why sugar water? Don't worry, Miss Naruhodo. It's a first aid treatment my father taught me.
Oh, thank you.
So, let us take tea when you're feeling up to it.
You're multitasking?
But of course, no sugar in this patient's cup. Not really.
The bump in my head is throbbing sweetly enough, don't worry.
Mostly just fiddling with settings on another device just because my attention span threshold is very low. Whenever you feel ready, then.
Wait.
Her leg is really tall. Like, I don't think I've ever quite realized. I wish I could look up his height, but that would incur the wrath of Chad JV thinking that I'm going to spoil this for myself.
Look up whose height.
Herlock.
I can try to look it up, but there's an achievement if we go back and talk to Gina right now.
That's funny.
Apparently
Just on the other
there
side.
is. Where?
It's on the other side,
Oh,
probably.
I don't know because I haven't gotten this achievement. Gina, I'm really sorry.
It's definite. If you ask me, here go the Cubs going for a kid. But we gotta have police, ain't we, to catch the bludges? So us divers can go about our business in peace.
Wait, sorry? I don't think I can have heard that properly.
He said he was gonna teach me everything I needed to know to be a detective. But all he got around to showing me is where the best flaming fish and chip shops are.
Actually, that reminds me. Gregson said he was supposed to be going to Paris in the near future, didn't he?
Ellipses.
6.
6 ellipses.
No, he's 6 tall.
Oh, he's 6 foot tall?
Yeah, 6.
Oh, he's not that tall.
I mean, he's next to Japanese characters all the time that are probably like barely over 5 foot.
Yeah.
So, something wrong. Oh, that and children. He's next to Japanese people and children, so...
Yeah. That'll do it. Oh no. I'm sure I'm reading too much into things. It's just that the timing seems very coincidental.
Hmm?
You know, the boss was acting a bit strange recently. Like, he was always in a rush.
Best chips in town, achievement unlocked.
Best chips in town. Ba, 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 ba.
I mean,
Ba, ba, ba,
I wish that
ba.
Tobias Gregson showed me where I get the best fish and chips in town. Like, even if you don't like fish and chips, it's the best fish and chips. Like,
It's the best
aren't
fish-
you
yeah,
curious what the very best is by like a fish and chips connoisseur?
Yeah, somebody who's like literally eating them constantly.
I'd be
Well, I don't know. If somebody's like, if I'm eating like pizza constantly, I don't know if I trust my own judgment. 'Cause,
no,
like, I just eat too much to know, you know?
no, because it has to be something that's notable in his baseline existence of constant fish and chips.
Yeah,
It's
but like,
something
it
that's
might be notable because it's gross. Like, it might be like cinnamon sugar fish and chips. And it's
I
like,
mean-
yeah, it's like it's different. So like,
I guess I'd try
I
it
love it.
still, but like he needs something to punctuate all of the fish and chips he eats to hold back the eldritch being. Like his mouth probably already just tastes perpetually like fish and chips.
Ooh.
Like he doesn't know the feeling of not having a taste in his mouth. So like maybe it's just very neutral and bland, the fish and chips that he thinks are the best, because he just doesn't have to
Yeah.
taste it so much.
The best fish and chips place is just a place where they'll blend into a smoothie if you ask them.
Oops. Yeah, let's just... thank you for your concern, Mr. Shums.
My dear fellow, think nothing of it. I must say, I was quite startled when I heard you'd been attacked by a dog. For a moment, I fear the infamous murderer of so many had come back from the dead.
You mean the professor?
Fortunately, I see your prized throat is unscathed.
I want to call my throat prized, but okay.
That stiff, turned-up color, you're obviously afforded some welcome protection.
So they're close to death. All I really remember is the dog licking my face over and over and over again.
Well, if you wish to avoid such troubles in the future, a little mustard spread on the cheeks should do the trick. I think that would balance the sweetness of your bandage rather splendidly.
Plus, it's great for your complexion.
Oh, you're right, Mr. Naruto. It's rather unusual to find ourselves here in the middle of our investigations.
It's just occurred to me that I may have forgotten something when we left this morning. Oh, hey there, Kalkos. Welcome. How are you?
Please don't worry. As long as you continue to investigate thoroughly, you won't go that far wrong.
Oh, yes, of course. I must get back to work as soon as possible. Okay, where are we going? Glad to hear you're doing well, Kalkos.
Do you want me to like genuinely guess based on what I think my deductive reasoning would say? Or do you want me to just
Up to you.
go down the list until I see?
Up to you.
I think we should go to jail.
Jail? Which jail? The prisoner governor's office or to see Van Zeeks?
To see Van Zeeks.
But
I'm going to just keep an eye out for if Susanna says that we haven't been here in a while. Nope, we don't. There's nothing there. Keep going.
Kalkos the butler did it? I don't think there's a butler in this case.
Keep going. 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 Keep going.
We've already gone through everything.
Oh, we just looped there. So she's not saying, Forensic laboratory.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we, We didn't look at this. Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal binding.
Red leather, yellow leather. Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged. Whatever made the gash must have stuck the side of the trunk with considerable force.
Wonder how it happened. Up, there's some ketchup.
Yum, 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 yum.
Look at this dark stain here. Do you think...
Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood.
Ugh, I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means... That
this was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. It's the most logical conclusion, yes.
I think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips. It's a weird colored grease stain.
It's a very weird colored grease stain.
Let's have a look inside.
I'm surprised they didn't make us do a puzzle where we have to figure out the password.
This isn't Layton. Look, there's something inside.
Oh, let's see. It appears to be a passport, authorizing him to travel overseas.
Was Inspector Gregson about to go to a trip abroad then?
Yeah, to France. How is this surprising? Perhaps the date of the departure might tell us something. That was... Oh!
What is it?
It was for travel on the 31st October, just one day before the incident.
What, really? And we got a passport. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered. And there's the passport if you need to see it.
ACD 0522.
That's my favorite rock band.
AC.
ACD 0522.
Within 1 week from 31st of October, Port of Dunkirk, France. Buddy's business, permission for the applicant, and one additional person.
Okay. So now where are we going?
Maybe now it'll tell us. We haven't been somewhere in a while.
No.
Huh.
Gotta figure it out.
Lord Chief Justice's office? Let's go.
No.
There's nothing there. Keep going. I don't want to go to the Great Waterloo Hotel, even if that is the right location, because I don't want to have to hear your voice act those two people. Next, prison governor's office. I
Nope.
love that clock.
I'll get you one for
Prison.
prison.
Give me one for prison.
When you go to prison, I'll get you one.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Vigil's hospital bed? Maybe Evie Vigil's gonna be there.
No,
Oh, bummer.
she's dead.
Oh no! Go to the forensic laboratory. Talk to her.
Talk to her.
Oh, you can't even talk.
I mean, we can, but...
Fine. Go somewhere else.
Oh, I thought you meant go talk to her. It's not. Oh, she's armed.
Ugh.
Okay, where?
I mean, we haven't been to the office or
To the what?
we haven't been to the prosecutor's office.
Prosecutor's office?
Go. Yeah. I don't think it's relevant.
Nope.
Oh, God, is it the hotel? Ugh.
Nope.
Oh, I'm getting muscles fast. Where else do we have left? The living room?
Home sweet.
I guess so. Let's have some tea and relax for a while. It said. Oh,
And here we go.
oh gosh.
Last thing you guessed. You okay? What on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream? You okay?
I'm listening.
Are you gonna translate for us?
I wish I could. Oh, this is so lovely. Do I have to?
Do you have to what?
Talk over it.
Yes.
Oh. I'm filled with a nostalgia I didn't know I had.
From your British heritage?
From my German heritage, I
That's
guess.
what I meant. Same thing.
It's actually real funny, but I actually do have German heritage far enough back. It's bizarre. I didn't even know until we started doing our family tree. Either way. No, it's an old German folk song. Rather a fine rendition, I think.
That's the least of my concerns.
Iris?
Iris, what's the matter?
Who's that sprawling? I mean, that relaxed gentleman over there? That's your dad.
Iris? Is she even listening?
Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you while you're singing so merrily, but would you be kind enough to explain the situation?
Well, that worked.
A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl. Rather tantalizing juxtaposition. One that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices, too. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean? And here I thought. The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia, whilst the other morose theme about the great secret you're trying so desperately to conceal, Iris.
She's turned as white as a sheet.
So as usual, you're instantly seen to the very heart of the matter.
You okay, Susato? Do you need one of Iris's
Yeah,
special blends?
I'm quite alright, Mr. Hodo. It is I,
Mr. Hodo.
Susato Mikotoba. And by the time that my own brief performance is over...
You got the voice wrong again.
I know. I'm sure the gentleman's song will reach its finale. So then, to Music Land, where all its sweetness and delicacy and harmony. That's one too many ands. Pray, do enjoy her lectures, latest logic and reasoning spectacular.
Great deduction. The game is afoot.
Oh, let me see if I can guess. Before we even do anything. I think Iris poisoned... Is this timed?
No.
Okay. I think Iris was trying to make a brew that would put Genshiro, is that his name? No, that's Kazuma's dad. It's Genshin. What's Susato's dad's name? Shujin? Eugen. Trying to convince Eugen to tell about John H. Wilson, which he accidentally made the brew too strong, so he's unconscious. He drugged her, and she feels bad. That's what I'm thinking. But first, we can see the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language.
See, you're already wrong.
As evidenced by the dramatic song he sings and their inability to understand when he's asked to desist. So why is the band here at all in such an apparent high spirits? Yes, of course, Iris is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for this man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a couple of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirit soar. And resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips.
You there?
I eagerly await sampling of the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in this state of elation. Now, to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the seat? Settee. Actually, that's how it's pronounced. It's a settee.
Settee.
Type of chair. As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origins engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. It required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottreich Sigismund von Ormstein.
That's a familiar name.
The King of Germany. If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical.
Did Germany have a king?
I'm sure it did at one point. You know, it's almost... Is that Germany? No. Ignore me. Yes, there can be no question. This mask belongs to the King of Germany. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine services I afforded him. And has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch, indeed. Wouldn't you agree, my dear friend? Iris is like, really? Really? You're doing this? So the identity of this masked visitor is, in fact, my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition.
And courtroom.
And courtroom?
Yeah, his son. He was a witness. In the previous case.
Yeah. In the previous case. Oh, that's why it's relevant.
Yeah, that was the name.
Which leaves us to one remaining inoperable. Imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. Your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. A 5-pound note, I believe, and I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness. Finding yourself spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the King's secret. And now the final piece of the puzzle. What's the secret you strive to hide in your silence, Iris? Ah, yes, we did only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eye to find the answer. You attempted to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favorite coffee cup. It appears that His High-Spirited Highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Hijinks is my favorite Pokemon.
Oh, I was gonna say it's my favorite Cartoon Network show about Japanese pop stars.
Pop stars?
Sorry, mine was digging a little deeper.
Good reference. I'm sure all of the people watching this remember the hit seminal work.
Hi, Puffy Amiyumi.
Hi, Puffy Amiyumi. Better known as the vocalist for the Teen Titans.
Listen, if you don't know who that is, why are you watching these streams?
I'm gonna use my one for the stream. If you know who Hi Puffy Amiyumi are, write it down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification button to stay up to date with all of Shad JV's content, because it's great stuff. Back to you, Shad.